again, as you can imagine, so I throw my life at him. I'm trying my best to go on this path. He seems to be making pretty good decisions. I've got a pretty fantastic family. Okay, great. He's doing a lot better than I ever did. So I think, okay, I'm listening, I'm looking, I'm getting pretty good at this. Yeah. So, I'm going to digress just a little bit on the timeline, but in 2010, we moved from Lidditz. My husband and I moved from Lidditz, where we lived for 9 years, back to Perry County, to a place called Tapeworm Road. Tapeworm Road. I know! People actually call Tapeworm Road. And you know, the terrible part is that the whole, I know, that's exactly what I thought, exactly, Tapeworm Road. I used to drive past it all the time and think, I would never live on that road. You could not make me live on that road. Don't ever say that to the Lord, what you're not going to do. So here we are living on Tapeworm Road. And so, we're taught we downsized quite a bit. We had a larger house in Lidditz, and now we have a ranch house. And so everything is in the garage. And my husband, the best way, I won't say the best way, but one way to describe the difference between my husband and I is he has a waffle brain, which means look like a waffle, like all the squares fit together and it's all very nice and neat. And I'm more of a spaghetti brain. Throw a meatball in there, it doesn't matter. But that's how we work together somehow. But at any rate, so he's telling me it's a normal day. I don't even know how old the kids are. I don't even know where they are. The third one's nickname is, what's your name? I don't know. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. And so, anyway, I digress just slightly. But he says, one day, I said, well, what do you have on your agenda for today? Because he always has an agenda. I've come to love it. I have. It's got an agenda all the time. And I said, what's on your agenda today? Now, what he said, this is key here. What he said is that I have to, he almost had the garage all cleaned out. He said, I still have to take the encyclopedias down to the basement. Now, what I heard was, you need to take the encyclopedias down to the basement. And you know what I said in my head? Because that's where that conversation was going on, in my head. I said, no way. Not in real life. You see, I feel... So I probably talked to myself for 5 minutes, telling him no in every way I could. He never even asked me to do anything, but I was telling him no, I'm not moving those boxes. I'm not moving those encyclopedias. They're heavy. I'm not a pack mule. I am not doing it. I'm not doing it. No way, no how. And then God said, and he had to get involved. And he said, move the books. The books? I have to move? No. Nope. I'm not moving those books, Lord. I am not moving the books. Do you know our house? Did you see our house, Lord? It was 3 stories. I moved that entire house myself. Entire house. He moved the garage. He was saying he moved the garage. He did move the garage. You could have put a match to that garage. We wouldn't have missed a thing. I'm not kidding you. But in my mind, I moved the entire house myself, and there was no way I was moving not one more box. Not one more box. Not one more thing. I was done. Lord, done. Not moving the boxes. So time went on, and the next week, because Michael didn't have a chance to get it done, and we would go over his agenda for Saturday, and guess what was still on his agenda? And he'd say, I'd like to move those books. And I'd say, I'm not moving those books. In my head, because that's where the conversation was. Keep in mind, this is a conversation in my head. At any rate, time goes on, time goes on. I am not even talking to Mike anymore about these books, but I am in a deep conversation with the Lord about these books. Lord, I don't want to move these books. I want no parts of these books. These books are His. I don't want to move the books. This went on for a good month. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, I know. You wouldn't guess me as a stubborn person, but I was not moving those books. They're honored for the principle of it. I was not moving the books. So, but he would not relent. Still whispering, why are these books important to you, Lord? I don't know. Move the books, Tabby. Tyler, move the books. Move the books. Finally, I said, fine, I will move the books. I am moving the books, Lord. Here I go, out to the garage, carrying them down to the basement. There was 2 boxes of encyclopedias. Who's using those encyclopedias? I don't even know. They got to get down to the basement. All right, Lord, do you see me? I am moving the books. Great. So Mike gets home from work that day, and he walks through the garage, and he comes in the house, and he's visibly shocked. And he said, did you move those books? And I said, yep, I moved the books. And he took a step back and said, thank you. Thank you so much. That was on my list for so long, and I just couldn't get to it. And I just needed to move, and it was, thank you for thinking of me. That's when the Lord was teaching me how to act. You see, because of my stubbornness, and it was just books. But the Lord was saying, how you behave affects other people. And I was preventing that from coming off my husband's list for a good month. All because I thought I did more. I thought that I had a bigger list. I had already done. Did you notice how many times I already just said I? Teaching me how to behave. So I'm learning now to listen when other people talk, to hear God. I'm learning to see through other people. I'm learning to see God. And now He's teaching me how to act. Well, by this time, I think I got it going on. Now, we've been going to Women of Faith for, I don't know how long, 5 years?